Alright, so this is set number 2 of me and Sid's semi-final that we played in our in-house men's league a little while ago. And if you haven't seen the first set, I recommend you go watch that first so you can kind of, get the flow of the match. But basically, Sid took out the first set 6-3. I think it was one break in it. And summary is that I think I missed a lot of shots at the net in the first set, and that was probably the key difference. And Sid was playing well and just playing with a lot of force, and so I was just thinking had to come out the second set strong. So starting off love 30 is not what I had in mind. That's a good approach. And I made the volley, so that was a very promising start because, like I said, in set 1 I missed so many key volleys that I think I was determined not to let that become a thing for the rest of the match. Like, I didn't want to let that linger on my mind. So to start off this set with a nice little approach and volley there, quite happy with that. The rally was looking good until I just sprayed it out like by half a meter. And just like that, 2 unforced errors is a very cheap way to give away a break in the first game of this kind of must-win, or it is a must-win set for me. Oh, we've got a little moonball battle there, and which Sid wins. Sheesh, that's a good shot. Anyway, just gave Sid's. Oh, let's go, let's go. Defense to offense right there. Managed to get a pretty good little scoop passing shot. Pretty lucky, honestly. Mentally, as I'm commentating as well, I'm getting ready for... It's kind of late as I'm doing this at the end of a work week. And obviously I'm commentating after I've put together the footage, so I know this video is 26 minutes long, which is pretty long for a set of just all the points, not gonna lie. Let's go. So I managed to break back right away. That was a cheap point that I got off Sid. Very rare for Sid to make return errors, honestly. And he kind of got it right back from the net karma. Got back a net cord winner.
Just off the serve. Just for receiving the serve. I really should do it more, but I never remember.
Unforced errors. It's really, to sum up how the first set and half have gone, it's like a battle of rally tolerance. because I feel like we kind of test each other's rally tolerance until we get an easy ball, and then it's can we execute the rest of it. And I think in the first set I actually would say I had pretty decent rally tolerance, but I just couldn't capitalize on the opportunities that I got. And their set breaks me again, so I've already been broken twice in this set. And mentally, I think at this point I'm just really trying to. I think I was talking to myself a lot. I'm not sure if it comes up, through the camera audio, but I was talking to myself a lot to kind of pump myself up and, make sure I wasn't getting demotivated or kind of losing sight of the goal. Yeah, pretty sus honestly from me. I had like 2 opportunities to hit a good approach and get to the net, but the approach wasn't good enough, so then I kind of shuffled backwards, and then now we're just back into a neutral rally. Trying to throw in some slice and managed to squeeze an error out of Sid. Oh, that's I remember the shot. Landed on the outside of the line. Huge shot from Sid. Oh, that's that's just like a great approach shot from Sid. And Sid's, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he started rushing the net. Like, he's been to the net a couple of times already this game. With very successful rate of winning the point. Yeah, so something that when I'm watching pro tennis, or even just thinking about when I play, I forgot who I learned it from, but I mean, it's pretty much all the online tennis coaches talk about it. It's like, are you on defense, offense, or are you neutral? So if I kind of talk to that for a little bit here, it's just another unforced error. That's some long rallies though, man. I'm not counting, but that's a long rally. So here Sid's definitely on offense, and shoot, he holds and it's 3-1, and now I'm down a set, I'm down a break, it's 3-1, and at this point, it, especially after Sid won that point, it almost felt like I was very close to thinking, damn, it's just not my night. Like, Sid's just playing too well. I'm making some errors. And I remember saying to myself, nah, screw that. I'm gonna... What did I say? I think I said like... I don't even remember. It was something along the lines of like, I'm gonna die for every point. Like, I'd rather die obviously, but I'm gonna die like trying for every point. Like, I tried to adopt that mindset, as in I'm gonna like battle like hell, and to really put it to the opponent, are they willing to battle that hard as well? And I remember saying that to myself between every single point from here, because I kind of needed to say that, otherwise what happened when I played Sid in the regular season round robin was I lost 6-2, 6-2, and it had a very similar feeling where I was trying to go toe-to-toe with him, and I was trying to go hit winners, but that's not really my natural style, and Sid kind of just hit me off the court and just won that game. Just like had momentum the whole way, and to me I was getting flashbacks of that a little bit, especially when he came to the net couple times to start the set. So I think for a while here I just started going for a little bit less in terms of risky angles, and I'm just like, yep, let's go. Like rally tolerance, I'll go till I'll go till I cramp or I pass out. Here I got a chance to go offense and managed to win the point at the net, so pretty happy with that. And here, from his second serve, it's just kind of neutral. We're just kind of prodding for an opportunity. Lots of these rally balls are not like super, like a lot of them we probably could pull the trigger on them if we wanted to, but I think neither of us were willing to take that kind of risk at this point, which resulted in some pretty long rallies. And here we go, so it's a short ball for me. Nope, I'm just kind of neutral. Oh, and there Sid's on offense. And yep. All it takes is one short ball. I don't know, if you're watching this, would you describe how I'm playing right now as pushing? I didn't feel like I was pushing as in like I wasn't moonballing. I was still trying to hit a quality ball. I was still trying to move Sid around, but I wasn't going for winners. So does that qualify as pushing? You tell me. I see, you know, my favorite player is Djokovic, and I see something he does to just wreck a lot of people in terms of his rally tolerance is if he just challenges people to go up and down the middle of the court with lots of margin, you don't give the opponent a lot of angle to attack with, and then that's his comfort zone. And I just see like when he wants to lock a point down, he can just go up and down the middle, like a little bit cross court, a little bit down the line, but like very conservative margins. And the amount of points he wins just off of that, just off his opponent losing patience or like making an unforced error or a forced error. That's a lot of kind of my inspiration, to be honest, for how I play. Oh, let's go. So I guess I'm trying to go Djokovic lockdown mode here. Claw my way back into this match. And there you go. In my mind, man, I was talking, saying, "Oh, man, that was a generous call by Sid," because even without a high quality, like slow mo, I can see that serve was long. But yeah, man, I'm just in my mind, I'm like, "Yo, come on, let's go for 30 ball rallies every time. I'm here for it." His reactions are pretty crack up. Pretty sure I shanked that one. It's not super clear on this camera angle, I think, but that shot by me went under the net. So here was really funny, right? So you can see from the caption, Sid walked over because he thought it was game. And if you hear my audio, I'm like, no, Sid, it's 15 all. He's like, I was like, I wish it was game. So it was actually 40-15, but I was so sure it was 15 all that, well, Sid thought it was game and I thought it was 15 all, so we were both wrong. So we played it from 15 all. Just kind of funny. My momentum was kind of swinging back my way. I had won 2 games in a row, and then I just take away 2 of my hard fought points. But we're back at 40-15 again, so let's go. Shout out Sid for the loud affirmation. And here I was like feeling, you know, I was still telling myself the same thing because I had won 3 games in a row, but in tennis, you know, momentum can shift just like that. So I think I was whispering to myself, I'm still like, let's go, right? Let's go. I think I was saying I'm gonna die for every point, and I don't mean that literally, but you know, in the heat of the moment, you just say this stuff to pump yourself up. And there's that little self spank. That's my equivalent of a racket smash. That might have been one of my first missed returns as well, so that's why this set just has so many rallies. When I play a lot of other people, I feel like a lot more free points on my serve, but when I watch, I know like tennis seems slower when it's on camera, but it definitely feels like my serve is not very fast and not very threatening, so definitely an area of my game that I want to build up. And there you go. So I feel like this set I've definitely I won a lot more net points. I don't actually remember missing a volley. Well, I haven't been to the net nearly as much as I was in the first set, just because I dialed back the aggressiveness, but when I have gone to the net, I feel like I've been a lot more measured and calm in my volleys. There was a significant double fault. Oh, I jinxed myself by saying I haven't missed many returns. There's a missed return right there. So it's kind of an unusual game, really. Guess it's a fairly high pressure one for both of us. Like, I really wanted to get this break to go up in the set. Sid really wanted to break the momentum. And I missed some easy returns and Sid double folded. So interesting game. Sheesh, so both of us are just rallying fairly deep. Oh man, and he gave me a short-ish ball and I did the jankiest slice, man. Oh, and that was a big shot. That was a big shot. So Sid played a pretty good volley, honestly. And I did a sliding kind of one-handed slice lob, which worked, and kept my chances of getting this break alive. Oof. This is like the second or third juice. Pretty tense stuff. Just playing each point. Trying to get it deep into Sid's backhand corner. Managed to, I guess I semi-pulled the trigger in that one, changed direction, and it paid off. So up 5-3 now, serving for the set. Probably say I've got all the momentum now, having won 4 games in a row, but this Sid plays a very strong first point. Oh, might have been my best serve plus 1 of the match so far. I think it's a funny thing, right, with momentum in sport. Because I felt it on my side a bit more, then I was a bit more free to kind of go for my shots, but almost as soon as I started doing that, you can see here, the rallies got shorter, and it feels like Sid has had a lot more opportunities to hit winning shots. Even that one got away with the drop shot. But I didn't consciously make that choice. I think I started thinking, oh yeah, let's go, won a couple games in a row, let's close this out, and suddenly I'm down 30-40. So that's a note to self: if something's working, make a conscious effort to just stick with it. And here, Sid's taking the advantage, pressured me into that miss when I tried to lob it over him. There's break point. Sheesh, man. So just completely neutralized my decent approach, and there we're rallying, and I hit it long, and suddenly Sid breaks back on serve, and the pressure's almost back on me a little bit. You know, do I still have the momentum, or has it flipped? And just got lucky, honestly, on that one, because I felt like Sid played a much better point, got to the net, honestly had a fairly easy volley, and he just missed it. And he made that one. So here we go, 15-0. I'm just defending here, managing these balls. Sid kind of gives, it wasn't quite a drop shot, it was like a short slice, and it was enough to make me miss it into the net. neutral rally, and Sid just unforced error into the net. So that's 2 semi-lucky breaks I've got so far to get it at 30 all. Here we go. I've got a set point. I think I kind of went back into lockdown mode in terms of my mindset. After losing that game earlier, I'm like, yep. And honestly, that was a decent approach by Sid. But again, I just missed it at the net, and now we're on to the third set. Shit.